Hello YouTubers and fellow vintage radio enthusiasts. You know, I've reshot this video how many times. I keep making major errors, things I can't really edit very well. They didn't have my switch box, you know, in the right position for this receiver first time around. Anyways, this is a really special receiver to me. This is a Lafayette KT-320. This is all information I've gleaned from the internet. I am not an authority on shortwave receivers. This is the kit version of the HE-30. This guy was put together like a kit, like a Heath kit or an ICO. It's general coverage, but the band spread is calibrated in amateur radio. You know, 10, 15, 40. But it goes from 0.55 megahertz to 30 megahertz, as you can see down here in the band selector as well. So medium wave up to 30 megahertz. These are single conversion, all valve, aka tube type. These date from the 1960s. This one is special to me because not just because I really like this receiver. I love this thing on AM, but this was given to me by a friend of mine. Jim, he's a local to me, goes by Brushman on CB radio, and you know, I wanted to make him aware of, you know, what these were worth before he gave it to me. So actually we kind of worked it out. I'd do some things for him as kind of in payment, you know, for it, because I didn't feel right taking it, because these do have some value to them. On eBay they generally bring over 100, anywhere up to 150. This one's got some cosmetic issues. You know, it's just got some stains and stuff on the top. Other than that, other than the top, it's actually really nice looking. It works extremely well. Has an S meter, goes up to a small S meter, 40 dB. It's very slow, the S meter in reading. It seems like the longer it's on, the better it does. So something probably not 100% right there. I notice a lot of times if I get something really strong and I change frequency, I have to re-zero. There's a zero pot in the back of the receiver to zero that meter. 4-way selector switch, off, receive, on. Has an accessory plug in the back, so you know this guy will work with a transmitter. Has a Q multiplier and BFO. The Q multiplier and the BFO share the same circuit, and from what I've read online, it's a flawed design and it doesn't work right. It's actually not functioning in this receiver. I don't know if I'll be able to fix that or not. I've read others that had the same problem with the kit version ones where the BFO Q multiplier wasn't working. I never found anybody that was ever able to get theirs going. I don't have high hopes, but you know, it doesn't bother me. I like this guy for AM. You know, I really don't use it for, or I don't really have any interest in using it for single sideband. I got plenty of receivers, you know, that do great on single sideband. This guy is great, spectacular on AM broadcast. Tuners are weighted, so they spin just super freely, even though it is a dial cord system. And I'll show the insides to let you guys see that. IF gain is just an RF gain. Antenna trims, air capacitor, you know, acts as the antenna match. AVC, MVC. AVC is automatic voice control, so it's like a, you know, like AGC, automatic gain control on a radio. It's trying to keep receive, you know, signal and audio at a constant level. MVC means it's manual, means you're going to have to adjust your own IF gain / RF gain and your IF gain, RF gain control, and your volume control, which is marked AF gain here on this receiver. This has to do with Q multiplier and BFO. That's it. It's got an ANL, automatic noise limiter. So let's get to some band scanning. I'm on a little below 6 megahertz on the main tuning dial. So like any analog, you don't know exactly where you are. You'd have to corroborate with a digital receiver to really know where you're at. Speaker, I'm using the phone jack because it has speaker connections in the rear, but honestly I get the same audio output here as I do back there, and this is easier. using my Duquesne PA speaker right now. I may do some video. Jim gave this to me also, a Yaesu landliner. It's got a nice Pioneer speaker in it. I may do some video of it too, but it may be a different video segment with it. I haven't cleaned it up yet, but it sounds good. It's just got a different tone than my Duquesne. Anyways, I'm gonna shut up and let's get on with the round 6, a little below 6 megahertz. 40, was that 49 meters? I'm having to look at my cheat sheet over here. 40, yeah, a little below 49 meters.
There's lots of ways to ignore the question. Okay. But still, say if I am a very good kid and I visit my grandparents on a regular basis, but every time those things are all they want to talk to me about. I mean, there's a certain part of it where you just can't take it anymore. So what do you do with that? Either lie to make them happy, you know, a white lie isn't so bad for your grandparents, or find out their attention in some other way. Or just
Radio Taiwan, maybe?
tell them.
Or one of the Chinese.
I really don't want.
I think it's maybe Radio Taiwan. I can't swear to it.
And I have something happening. Technology in such a way that it does not interfere with or reduce the quality of one's personal life or relationships. With me in the studio are Shortwave and Lafayette. Just now we were saying that the responsibility is critical of culture that our grandparents. It wouldn't be fair to ask them to be tech savvy. Instead, we should try to have a better tech-life balance. Try to make sure that
Now, the mechanism might be that the fat just interferes with the ability of the cells lining the blood vessels to respond to the normal hormonal messages to relax and to constrict. And we do know that that is a possibility. We've seen that happen with high fatty diets in other parts of the body.
I know, I'm probably the only person that found the mistakes in the Strongs. Isn't that terrible?
Yeah, after strong stations, that meter does not want to go back to 0. I don't feel like reaching back there and re-zeroing it, so I could just have to stay reading high. upper end of 40 megahertz.
En calidad de préstamos por las compañías navieras norteamericanas.
And that's not much volume. One thing about tubes, they sure do have tube receivers got much better audio output. I guess I'll redo the meter.
But what was important for the Russian party was to develop further business ties with Catalonia. And there was a question to Mr. Mars during one press conference whether he thought that this succession process could jeopardize business ties. It's going to be European Union member, Eurozone member. And he said, look, I don't agree with the idea because the important thing is that Catalonia is Spain's.
Whoa. That's a heck of a carrier.
La tragedia que marcó su fin tuvo lugar cuando la hermosa nave.
Let's try a bit over 9 megahertz, the what's that, 31 meter band.
CRI News on Monday. A Chinese diplomat says if Japan really wants to live in peace with these Asian neighbors, it should take a hard look at its attitude toward history and learn from Germany in this respect. In an article published in
megahertz WWV. Medium wave. I don't know if I've ever tried this guy on medium wave.
Check on response and recovery efforts. Lines at gas stations have been long, tempers short sometimes.
I don't have a proper medium wave antenna either.
And the very generous offer the president has made to supply fuel. Right, is in place. Dan Wilson was one of those waiting and waiting and waiting to fill up.
It's pretty early at night here. It's 7 o'clock Central Standard Daylight Savings Time. So UTC that's getting around. Oh Lord, I'm not as good at converting to military time as I once was. What is that? Right? After 2400, so like 0002 or something right now. UTC.
I know every time I touched the ball, they were loading up. I saw about 3 bold jerseys, and that's tough to play against. But like I said, we just have to play off each other, and I think we're still finding that trust within each other.
The Celtics 99-88.
So I go down to lower end, nose 3C. Seems to drop off badly on my wire antenna. Band spread doesn't spread it much on medium wave. I didn't know that.
For your kindness, though. After missing 2 weeks.
They will never.
Welcome everybody to the Farmers Insurance Smart and Locker Room Show.
Choice, but we need help singing. So go to namethelands.com and suggest a name. You could win $2,500.
Aaron Jones, the starting left tackle and Outland Award winner.
Is long for our courts and for Southern Illinois. During a government corruption trial, the FBI discovered his name on a secret favorite list along with other party bosses. intended to celebrate the voting of naturalized U.S. citizens.
No, that's protection.
Tyler Zeller with 8 points on the night for the Cavaliers, but they come up way short, losing to Chicago by a score of 115-86. The Bulls with
like never before. It scores in a flash, highlights in a jiffy, and stats, stat. Take our word.
There you have, folks, another video that's way too long. The Lafayette KT-320. Thanks again to Jim. I really appreciate it. Proud to own this receiver. Can never thank you enough. There'll be more. I'll do more clips of this someday, but it'll be shorter stuff, you know, like under 5 minutes. A particular band, particular station. 73s, everybody. Some video of the insides of the Lafayette receiver. Of the back panel. It does have its accessory plug. I know it's a lot of these when you find them. They're always missing these. This one's present. Looks like I didn't get all the grime out of the banana plug ends. This is let's see, this is low impedance antenna if I remember correctly. This is high impedance. This is your ground. I have the high impedance, you know, shorted right now, and I hook my ground up just on the tab. Zero adjust for the meter. This is for speaker outputs. I don't even use these. I've used them and I can't tell any difference between these and using the phone's jack in the front. I think somebody's changed these because I think this is the well, let me see here. Okay, this is 4 ohm, 8 ohm, and this is the ground. I think the other two are probably original screw terminals like this 4 ohm connection. I think somebody's rigged this up, you know, long time ago. Made in Japan. Of course, it's made by the famous Trio company that we know as Kenwood today. Most all the IF cans are marked Trio. Has some of its original tubes. Or I would assume these are original. These Matashitas or Matashita? I don't know. I'm sorry. Sorry, I do have viewers in Japan. I apologize for a terrible pronunciation. I don't know how to pronounce it. Anyway, some of them are original. I got it. This guy here, the 6BA6 was dead. I forget its purpose. IF, amp, AF, I can't remember. It was important. I know that. Tuning is buttery smooth because it's got these weighted. It's got the weighted. Well, it's not gears, but weighted tuners, you know, that run over your large tuning wheels, and then the cords are spring loaded. I love the way this tunes. You know, first I started turning it, I never would have guessed it was use dial cords, but it does. Boy, I'd hate to have to rewind one of these. I mean, someday it's probably going to happen. I'll confess, I've never rewound dial cords before. That'll be a learning experience. This is the BFO and Q multiplier circuit, which is not functioning correctly at this time. I didn't detail clean it. I gave it a basic, you know, cleaning. Multi-rail can filter. I don't know why this guy, it was on 100 volts when I got it. I used it some like that, didn't even realize, and I put it up on 117. I don't know why it has that. I don't quite understand that. I'm a little lost. I've used as a rectifier too. Was it a 5Y3 GT in this case? Anyways, there you have it. There's the little SRF meter, and it uses bayonet. Well, I don't know if they're bayonet or screw-in types. But anyways, it uses the large type bulbs. And the glass, let me see if I can show. Yeah, I can't really show you too well, but that's the glass down there. These tabs are bent and hold it in place. From what I remember reading online, you do not want to clean the backside of the glass, or if from what I've read is correct, even with a damp cloth, you'll wipe all your decals off, off the face, off your face. A little bit of the bottom, the original tag is still there, showing what all these tuner, pots are for, which is not something you want to be turning unless you've got the proper tools and equipment. And I don't have really, honestly, I don't feel like I got the proper equipment to try to do an alignment. That's what it looks like internally. I have checked all these capacitors, and I think if I remember right, this one's about 3 times over value. It's going from the rectifier tube to one of the miniatures. I forget which one that is back there, but need to replace it. At least, honestly, probably need to replace all these. I guess they're probably foil, I'm not sure. But these real low value, high voltage, non-polarized capacitors. There's your coils on coil forms, your tuners, even our Mark Trio, your variable capacitors in this guy. Really, I think these are beautiful receivers, and for AM, I love them. I love it. I couldn't thank Jim enough, for giving this, receiver to me. I plan on always holding on to it. I mean, I really like this guy. Anyways, there you have it. There's bottom chassis.